the stream. Good to be back after quite a long while. It's been about a month, I think. Yeah. So, how's everyone doing? Good. So, all my cameras are pointed in the wrong direction. Okay. So we're going to do a Q&A. I've got some new gear in the studio, and I got to kind of clean it up because it's a bit of a mess. So, yeah. So we will get to questions a little bit later on. But yeah, let's just catch up and say hi to everyone. You know, Will is possibly not here today, but good to see you, regardless. Mic is low. Thank you, Davi. I know what that is. Effects on. Should be good now. Welcome, Davi. Welcome, Danny. Welcome, Jintaris. And everyone else. Hey, Mike's here too. Yeah, I always forget to turn those effects on, because sometimes I have them off because they take up extra CPU, and then I forget when I go to actually need them. So, yeah. So, still rocking the VHS camera, the authentic 1989 VHS camera. I think it's from 1989. Anyway, and I got a filter on my main camera. I think the focus is just slightly off. Close enough. When I lean in to adjust the focus, I miss it. There. Yeah, so hope everyone's doing well. We've got some drones in the background today. I quickly made up about an hour of drones. You know, as quick as you can, make an hour of drones. I will show you how I made those in a bit as well. Yeah, how about some likes for the video, just to let people know that I'm here and all that sort of stuff, and we'll get started. I'm in no rush. I got all day. All right, so let's check the screen capture. Here we are. And so we're 12 minutes into this first drone song. That's where that sound's coming from. All right. Third camera. This is the wrong angle. That's better. And then that looks the same. Huh. Okay. We got the overhead camera. That's looking good. And that camera's unplugged, so that's normal. And that button is disconnected, and there's the GoPro. All right, so let's do one of these.
Behold my stuff.
And I guess we'll go to the GoPro camera. Maybe that's the easiest to see it. I got a new mixer. This is a Midas DM12, and it's from 2016. It was $200 at a pawn shop, and I figured that's got to be better than my Behringer mixer, which I didn't really have any problems with. It was just kind of cramped, having 8 channels in a tiny thing, and this gives me a lot more control. I like the parametric mid-frequency control. Every channel has insert points. It has 2 aux sends, but it does not have effects returns, which is a bit disappointing. So I need to take stereo channels for my effects returns. So instead of a 12-channel mixer, it's really more of an 8-channel mixer with 2 channels used, or 4 channels used for effects. Let me move that camera. Can't move the camera. It's attached to the wall. Why did I do this? Yeah, I can't move it any closer. Anyway, so it's it seems worth $200. They're not expensive. They're $300 US new, I think, but 200 Canadian. Yeah, it seems very solid. And I set up my synth rack a couple different ways. First stereo for all the sources, then mono for all the sources, and now I've got 4 of them in mono, and then my Poly D in stereo, going through a reverb. So the Poly D is going through a stereo reverb, and I think that right now is the best combination. So yeah, that's the Midas DM12 mixer. 12 channels, 8 mono channels with mic preamp gain, like 60 dB of gain. Inserts on every channel. 2 aux sends, panning, pre-fader listen, and mute. Sort of short faders, but faders nonetheless, rather than knobs for every channel. There are 2 stereo channels with balance, aux sends, 2 band EQ, and gain control on those as well. Currently, I have the TC Electronic Hall of Fame connected to that. Maybe I can get the overhead camera angled over there. Handheld it. Oh yeah, that's gonna be better. All right, I'm gonna try to hold it steady. Yeah, it seems solid. It's nothing special, but it's a much larger mixer than I was using before. And yeah, and in one sec I will get the other mixer that I was using before. That's not right. I think I put that camera in backwards, so now it's not going to tip downward. Well, at this angle, it looks huge. But it's just the Behringer Q802 USB. Which is just a, little, I guess it's 6-channel mixer. Yeah, but sound-wise, it's fine. It does the job perfectly well. There's nothing. I don't think there's really much magic to be found in a basic mixer running at line level. I did find that the DM12 does get interesting when you send the Moog Mavis into it and you intentionally overdrive it. That can get pretty cool. It's like when you're overdriving it, it's like the release gets turned up. It saturates and like extends the note in a way. It's pretty cool. I have been ignoring the chat, but we'll come back to questions later on. Just appreciate that you're here. Dev, you're saying you have a mixer so you can get CD and vinyl plugged in, as well as the music on the computer, which is, yeah, that's a great solution for that. And I've been kind of thinking of that too, like what else can I connect to this? What's a good use of the stereo channels? Or could I use the two-track input for other sources? Yes, having maybe a second set of speakers so that I don't have to have Reaper running or anything like that to hear things. I need better cable setup so I can run pedals into this. The like 18-inch cables that I have are just not quite long enough to connect the pedals efficiently. They're like tethered way too close. And then I was looking on Amazon at cable prices. They just seem ridiculous. They seem like double what they were like 2 years ago. So, and the ones that I want aren't even in stock. So I'm either gonna have to like make my own and then deal with cheap quality connectors or something. I don't know. I haven't had a ton of luck with making my own TRS cables. They've been a bit noisy. But if I have to, then I'll do that. Speaking of cables, I've been making my own like pedal cables recently. I made 2 like extra long pedal power cables to optimize the synth rack so that the cables aren't like being stressed at the connectors or like being stretched too far. And it gives me a lot more freedom of where I can place the things on the rack. Without anything breaking and then I don't need a bunch of different power supplies. I can use one pedal power supply on the rack and then just the like, not daisy chains, but like individual cables for each one. And that has been great. Yeah, it's like one thing plugged in to the main power and everything connects to that. It's really cool. A lot of times a multi-channel snake is cheaper per channel. You can split them apart if you want them as singles. I should look into that. I didn't really think of that. I was thinking that usually displays for connecting the parts at the end are maybe like, at the most, I've seen like 24 inches for that. And that might be okay. But yeah, that seems like a good option. I didn't consider that. Thank you. I was looking at bulk cable prices and I was seeing like $600 for cable. I'm sure I can find some cheaper than that. But I kind of, I, in the ideal world, it would be $25 to get this problem solved, but it's not going to be. It's going to be like 90 the most, plus, I don't know, 4 hours of my time making cables. Not ideal. Mogami 2314. $0.66 per foot. Well, that's not 2 conductors though, so I need a different cable than that. I'm Googling it. So $1.20 per foot for balanced cable and free shipping if I spend over $149. So let's say I make a whole new set of cables, 8 times 120 times times, let's say 3 feet, that's $280. Wait, that was 12. 8 times 1.2 times 3 feet. $28.80? That seems reasonable. If I spend like $40 on just bulk cable, and honestly, I do have Mogami cable in the closet. I want pre-made cables because I don't trust. I know how to do it. I can do it well. It's used cable. It came from a studio's patch bay, or yeah, I guess it was between the patch bay and their console. They were ripping it out, giving it away for basically for free, and you have to like desolder connectors. And so I got that years ago, but I don't know if that's like perfect quality cable. I've made some good cables with that, and I've made some intermittent cables with that, so I don't really trust it. Yeah, I will consider getting that bulk cable. I think that will work well. Favorite 2006 camera effect. What was that? What was... Oh, the thing in the corner. Yeah. Gotta get this thing on a button here. What am I doing? OBS. Retrocam is with frame. There we go. Yeah, I like this effect. I'm still really liking this this camera. This is the camera I use for Zoom calls now. The quality is good enough. All right, so I'll just answer some of the questions that I see here. Xander asks, what would you say is the biggest mistakes amateurs make when mixing? I just can't get to the quality of albums. Either drenching everything in reverb, and it's like the wrong kind of reverb. Using reverbs that sound wrong, that accentuate sibilance, things like that. They're not EQing their reverbs. and making them fit in the mix really well. That's one thing that I find can make something sound amateur. Phase issues is another one that is a pretty easy fix, but they just don't know what to listen for. And I don't know what else. Nothing else like jumps to mind, because a lot of it is can be subjective. And so like weird reverb, inappropriate reverb, and phase issues are subjective flaws to me. Yeah. But things like the snare's too loud, or, you know, things like that. Like a lot of the feedback that I'll get on my mixes that doesn't make them like the best mix or something like that, like, you know, contest winning mixes, is like, they didn't like the toms. They're not really saying, I don't get a lot of feedback often. And so for other people, I'm sure that's an issue as well. So sometimes I just don't know what the issues with my own mixes are, because people don't tell me straight. So anyway, the chat just jumped ahead. Anyone else finding it harder to make Reaper videos? Not much going on lately. Yeah, I think... well, I mean, obviously by my lack of output recently, it's just... Yeah, it's not as exciting as it once was, for sure. There's sort of like, from the community, there's a little less involvement and encouragement, it seems like. There's a little less incentive to make a video right now. I'm definitely burnt out on it a little bit, and I want to do other things. But also, it's like I'm definitely like stuck in what types of videos I can make on the channel, or what we should talk about on live stream, that sort of thing. And I don't like repeating myself. So like, what I should do is make beginner-friendly videos every single time. But I don't think that's great for... I think that's good for the new people that want a new video on the topic every single time. But for me, it's like, I've done this topic 5 or 6 times, or Kenny has covered this multiple times, and I know he's happy to like just do a repeat of the video or repost it with a different title and things like that. For me, I want it to be new and exciting, so that I'm excited about it, and I think that makes the video better. But what's probably good for the growth of the channel and good for the community is probably beginner-friendly things. You guys will have to let me know. I am so far from a beginner with Reaper these days that those topics don't really excite me unless I'm talking one-on-one with someone, and I can see that they are... the things that I'm telling them will actually make a difference to their life. It's tough. All right. Having a problem with Reaper and you've been using it for 6 months. Is there a way to fix a bug where I'm adding audio, zooming out, and the waveform disappears? That sounds like your peak folder is not configured correctly. Let me show you what that should look like. So when Reaper is doing stuff, where is it there? When Reaper is showing a waveform, there's actually an image file that needs to be generated, and it's called a peak cache or repeak file. And you need to tell Reaper where to put that. By default, it's going to be wherever that file exists. But you can set it to any folder. And I have mine set to users, REAPER.BLOG, temp folder, repeaks. So I just one folder that Reaper stores every file, doesn't matter where it came from, what hard drive it's on, whether it was recorded or imported. That folder gets used. Now, if you have the wrong folder selected, something that doesn't exist, Reaper's probably not going to warn you. It's just going to not show you a waveform unless you're zoomed in really close. So when you're zoomed into like the sample level, like about this far in, this is actually like reading from the disk directly. Whereas if you're zoomed out to maybe here or any further, it's showing the waveform from the peak file cache. So the only time I've seen waveforms disappearing, like no waveforms at all, it's because the peak cache folder doesn't exist. There is one other thing that can be similar, where there's a lossy file where the peak cache and the actual file are slightly different. So you see like the waveform shift left or right, or some data is different when you're zoomed in really close rather than kind of zoomed out to the normal amount. So those are the only two sort of situations. Hopefully that covers that. But I would look in preferences/paths and make sure that the folder that you chose does exist. All right. Let's I wanted to answer more questions. I want to show you how I'm doing these drones. Let's continue with the questions. Yeah, Chris, I did enjoy doing a weekly live stream. I thought it would be better for the community than it was. It didn't perform as well as I hoped. It didn't always create good content to have as standalone videos. If I did take a chunk out of the stream and post that as its own topic, that usually did better than the stream did as a whole, or an edited version of the stream did as a whole, unfortunately. And yeah, like every time I would stream, I would lose subscribers. I wouldn't get any donations and new channel members and things like that usually. So yeah, we cut back to once a month now. So going back to the peak thing, it only fixes itself when I bake audio. Is it a big folder after years of use? I have mine set up to automatically delete through a scheduled script. Reaper doesn't have a way of doing that automatically. The folder does get really big. It's possible that the folder you are importing from, maybe Reaper doesn't have permission to write to that folder. So if that's the case, then I would guess that you don't have a folder specified at all yet. If I look in users, temp folder, my peaks folder currently is 18 megabytes. Not much. But that's going to depend on how many different files you preview in the Media Explorer, import, or record. So it makes a new peak file for each one. And my folder, I think after 30 days it deletes. It might be even 7 days. Do I have any projects you can live mix? Throw back to the old mixing and Reaper courses. Yeah, I mean, I need to practice. I haven't mixed in a while. I should be doing more courses. Do I have projects I can go back to? Maybe. There's always like the copyright claims issue as well. So like any money I did make on a stream just gets lost. I was talking about that I think in the last stream, that like music from over 30 live streams got claimed, even though it was royalty free and stream safe. I got a combat claims on every single stream, and it's just, that was just exhausting to deal with. So, and I didn't even do it on everyone, so I don't know. Doesn't it create a peak folder by itself? Like if I type in render window something, if you don't choose something, it will just put the peaks wherever the file was. So I think it might be a permissions thing, where when it does write a peak, then it's saving it to a different folder, something like that. Welcome, Jason. All right, let's talk about the drones here. I like the drones. The drones are fun. So these are 3 different like synth rack recordings, essentially. 2 of them that I made today, and some others from before. I'm just going to copy them down to another track, and I'm going to unstretch them back to the original play rate. Yeah. So here's what this one sounded like originally. All right, and then it's stretched out to a rate of 0.125, and I'm using the super extreme time stretch RIA mode. In default settings, these stretch algorithms work as long as this preserve pitch when changing rate is enabled, or you're using a pitch shift here as well. If this is turned off, it's just doing a sample rate conversion, and the pitch drops along with the stretch. So keep that on, and if you want to change, if you don't want to change the pitch, yeah, if you want to change the pitch as well, you can do that. So, like the same section sounds like this, without effects. And it's sort of like a Paul stretch kind of effect. I'm using some VUMT to fix the mono. I'm cutting some of the highs, 6 dB per octave at 15K. Just sounded a little bit nicer to me. Pan Man for some subtle panning movement. So like 50% width, but I'm also blending this in at 70% wet. Valhalla Vintage Verb just to extend the tail, and then relimit to make it louder. So yeah, with effects, it sounds like this. Very smeared transients, but I like it. Better than a copyright claim. All right, and here's another one that I made today. you get the idea. It's, you know, it's a arpeggio. And it's just stretched out for 15 minutes. And this last one here. I had a bit too much white noise blended in the mixer of the Poly D, but that's the main reason I got the filter on here. Just to smooth that out, put it in the background a little bit. I like this stuff. So the sources for these sounds, if I turn off the effects and go to my mixer. So let's play that. What am I missing here? Okay, so what you're hearing is the Behringer Poly D. I gotta move the camera. All right, hopefully it's not too shaky. Behringer Poly D. Going to the Ventris. And I've got the Moog Mavis. They aren't synced in any way at the moment. I couldn't really figure out sequencer sync with the Poly D compared to everything else. I've got the Korg Volca sample and the RD6 and the Mavis and the, I forget the model of this, but it's a Rucci, I think. CV sequencer. All of those are synced with the clock from the RD6, so I can play a lot of things. And the Mavis will trigger notes, and the two drum machines are in sync. But man, the Ventris makes such a huge difference with the Poly D. Let me switch over to this shimmer mode. Isn't that nice? Okay, next stream, I swear I'll just have a camera pointed in that direction. I won't do the handheld thing anymore. I saw the RS9 looks great. Honestly, I'd get that. I still We'll just do autofocus. I think it struggles a bit because I put this this bloom filter on it. We'll have to deal with it. Okay, I'm gonna play with the poly D a little bit. Is it a bit quiet? I think it's probably a bit quiet. The Ventris. Isn't that a fun reverb? It's pretty good. I've got the plate and the shimmer mode active right now. All right, let's get all these instruments connected here. Yeah, I'll leave these ones out. And I'll just play this first sequence and... Okay, that's what that sounds like. Okay, and then so the Mavis is being triggered from the clock of the RD6. So just like triggering on 16th notes. I've got the Hall of Fame on the tile mode. I kind of like that one. I think it works for this. It's sort of like a retro. Yeah, so that's the fun that I've been having, I don't know, since whatever day I got the mixer. Oh, you're getting Eurorack next weekend? Awesome. Man, I was looking at racks, just the power supplies. I'm like, whatever I want is gonna be like $900 just for the power supply. But I have been playing with VCV Rack recently. And yeah, it's been fun. I gotta actually render some stuff out because I keep like starting from scratch every time and then losing my progress. Have you changed the studio layout since the last tour video you did? Yes. Well, the only difference is I changed the shelf itself. And I've got these like risers here. In terms of gear since then, sort of this setup has been kind of the same, and I've just been learning better ways to integrate it and kind of learning how to use them a little bit better. The mixer, obviously, that's new. Furniture-wise, nothing new. New pedals. Since the last tour, a DS1, Wazacraft, Super Overdrive, Nightwire, Tremolo, Boss Tremolo. I've got the 16-second digital delay back on my board. You can kind of see it blinking there. I don't remember why I took it off the board, but it's a fun pedal for sure. Yeah, I guess I just wanted 2 digital delays on my board again. But Emily, Harp Lady, did a video about newer versions of that 16-second digital delay. Because they're like really hard to find now. They're like, I don't know, $2,500 for a original and like $1,500 for a reissue. I got mine for $150. I've lost the power supply, but I did finally figure out how to connect it to my pedal power supply. All the little adapter cables that I have, or out of the 30 cables or something I have, only one of them has an internal diameter that fits the jack. They're like, it's like 2.2 versus 2.1 diameter. Yeah, so only one of them fits, and finally I got it back on my board, and yeah, it's great. I didn't have any bulk connectors or anything. I spent the week making new cables and things, and just that one was an anomaly, and I got it working. I'm happy. Back to Q&A. Let's go back to the drones. Okay, the chat is not on this display. I'll have to fix that. Let's actually put you in the TV too. Say something, you'll be on TV, I swear. Thought of getting a Palmer power switch supply for pedal boards for our USB things, but it keeps on getting out of stock. I don't know about that one specifically. I have one from Donner that seems to work okay. I have one from Voodoo Labs that has been great, built like a tank. And the main one for my synth rack I don't even know what brand it is. I found it on Amazon. It looks like the Donner, but it has AC outlets on the top of it as well. And mine's mounted to the rack upside down. I can't even really like see what it says. He's on the telly. Palmer has two versions, all with 9 and 12 volt in out. 12 volt in out isn't as common. You would use that for some synths, like the Mavis. The Mavis is supposed to have 12 volt, but it seems to work identically on 9 volt. The Volcas are 9 volt. I got something else that's 12 volt, I can't remember. RD6 is 12 volt maybe? No, RD6 is also 9 volt, but it's higher milliamp required. I don't have any pedals that are 12 volt required. Any plans to try out or showcase Helgoboss, Playtime, or Helgoboss? I don't know. I don't know if I have a use for it really. I should check it out. I haven't thought about it, is the short answer of that, but I should. I did a video on it like when Playtime 1 was new, but it definitely time to check it out again. There's a lot of scripts that I've just been putting on the back burner because it's not something I personally need, but yeah. When rendering, is the last setting the very best? The one that claims faster and better or something like that. Alright, so the render setting that you are asking about is here. Rate brain free, highest quality, fast. Yeah, I wouldn't, there's not really any reason to use any of these other ones. They do, like, some of them might sound a little bit different. Rate brain free, this is made by Voxengo, licensed by Reaper to use, and yeah, as far as I know, it is actually faster than the others and higher quality. So that's the one to use all the time. Now this resample mode is only relevant if you are changing sample rate. If you're going from 48 to 44.1, it shouldn't actually make any difference for any other sort of situation, but keep it on rate brain free. And also in your project settings, switch your playback and render resample to rate brain, because the defaults didn't change for this with Reaper 6 or 7, whenever that was added. Any other questions? Is there any way to make automation item instead of automation envelope? Is there a way to make it unique when I slice it with S? Yeah, so if you right click in this button here, there are various options for envelopes. This button itself detaches the automation on the envelopes from the items themselves. There is an option to, I think it would be bypass envelopes outside of items. Actually, you might have to configure this in preferences. There is a way to always record to automation items. Yeah, always record to automation items. I don't like that option, but some people use it. Yeah. So if I do P and then I do this. Oh yeah, yeah, so then it made a automation item, and then if you turn off the set bypass items, then there you go. There you've got just automation items. Let me set my global mode to latch. You can see it's writing into an automation item. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that workflow, but others like it. It's just not for me. I'm too used to the other way. So I like the envelope. Of course, now that I've automated it, I can't set the volume. Nick, it's good that you're still here to see the answer. Is there a way to make a track? It is auto-routed to a send channel. If you have a reverb, send it auto on, and I just adjust the amount rather than to do the full setup each time. Okay, so can you have sends added automatically? Sort of. You'd have to do it as a track template. You'd have to make a new track that has a send on it. And you'd also have to have that track, the destination track, in the project already. And part of the template, essentially. So when you create the template, that track needs to be in the project. And then when you create the track, it should be with a send. It's oh, there's two chats. Damn it. That's why I didn't do it that way. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, well, you guys are just gonna have to be no chat on this screen to avoid double chat. Been trying to modulate video effects using preamp modulation MIDI link on the sidechain setting. It doesn't seem to work. Yeah, if you're trying to do like audio to parameter control, that's not going to really work. What you need to do is use a dummy parameter, just like an EQ point or something, to write it to an automation item. So you're going audio signal to a parameter. You write that in write mode to generate the envelope movement, and then you copy and paste it down to the video effects processor automation lane, and then you'll see that working. But for some reason, it doesn't work the other way. End up writing random envelope to an automation lane using the pre-written automation. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So the audio, like the threads for audio and video aren't in sync in a way. That's the way Justin describes it. Like the processes aren't run at the same time and they can't interact because of that. What you're supposed to do is write scripts to use the sample peaker. And it went over my head. I don't know how to do it. There's like one or two presets that will work without automatically, like for the decorative oscilloscope. That's got a ton of latency, but it gets the peak information from the audio and it can relay that to the video processor. That's kind of the only way that it's supposed to work. But it's not easy for a user to do. So using the dummy parameter is the best way to do it. Yeah, so in case you don't know the preset, there's a JS effects called sample something. Video sample peaker. It just looks like this. It's got a look ahead amount. Copy samples to shared global memory for use by some video processor presets. So there's not a whole lot of configurable settings here, but you can send the audio into a buffer, and then that buffer can be picked up by the video processor using the oscilloscope or the spectrum analyzer. Those are the two things you need. Okay. So that's how that thing works. I just don't know how to make a new preset take that information, take the buffer. So I know in the grand scope of things how it works, not the actual details of making it work. I mean, this code is labeled pretty well. So buffer play position, I don't know. And also when you're in here, you can press F1 and you'll get the help file. Kind of a small window, but you can copy and paste this to a text document and see it, bigger text. I don't think there is a way to, no, there's no way to increase the size here, but there's some hints in here for buffer something. Yeah, it's this part here. The gmem part. You can try asking on the Reaper forum if you got something started and it's not quite working. ChatGPT is unfortunately not helpful for video scripting. Doesn't understand the difference, but yeah. Continued as you continue to drag. I don't know. Oh. Do I know how to replicate the trim mode in Resolve? It's type of ripple editing where if I trim the left or right edge by dragging, the item stays where it is, trimming the edge, but auto rippling. No, but I think X-Ray might have a script for that. I don't really know. Oh yeah, can you make automation items unique by slicing it with S? That was a question I missed before. Mine does by default. So if I split it, yeah, So I don't think I'm doing anything special there. I think I'm just splitting it. The number's changing. So I don't think that's a preference. I think it automatically does that, but I might be wrong. I don't use those a ton. I mean, my keyboard shortcut for split is one of the defaults: split items at edit cursor or play cursor, select right. So I'm not doing anything special there with that. That's not the default, but it's not anything specific to automation items. I don't use ChatGPT very much, but where it has been helpful is ffmpeg. So I refuse to learn ffmpeg code, and ChatGPT seems perfectly fine for it. I think I saw once that you had a custom splash screen that had transparency in it. How do you accomplish this? I don't know if I do. Let's see. Custom splash. Yeah, I've only got a couple splash screens, and I don't think they're transparent at all. I don't think there's any transparency in my splash screens. No, it doesn't look like there's any transparent pixels there or in this one. No, so yeah, I didn't make this one. This was shared on the forum because as a response to AI generated splash screens. Is there a way to use larger custom images in toolbar icons? Yes, but you might be disappointed by the results. And you'll probably have to change a lot of them to get consistent results. So if you plan on using larger buttons, appearance, I think. Not there. I'll search for icon. Toolbar? Oh, it's this one. Don't scale toolbar buttons below 1:1 and don't scale toolbar buttons above 1:1. So with these off, you can use larger toolbar icons. I don't know if I have any installed. Yeah, so like I'm getting larger icons if I do this. And that's I think that's determined by these settings. Yeah. Seems to be like a max size for them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know for sure. But these are the only buttons in the preferences that I know affect toolbar icon sizes. I don't know, maybe it helps. But if you have one icon that's like 150 pixels versus all the other ones that are like 30, it can kind of mess up the whole toolbar. You can, I think if both of those toggles are off, then you can use any size toolbar icons. But in general, it's trying to keep everything like a consistent size. So it'll shrink things that are too big, and it'll enlarge things that are too small. All right. So cleaning up the studio is one of the topics that I should tackle today. There's quite a lot of like just little bits of clutter that I need to clean up, that it's just like, it's too easy to do that it's not like a fun, I don't know, fun challenge, not a puzzle for me to solve. So like, I gotta just do it. Does anyone understand what I mean by this? Like, it's such a trivial thing that it's not worth the effort to do it. But it's just, there's 100 of those things that have accumulated on my desk that now it's a problem. It's no big deal that there's a pad of paper here that I don't need. But there's that, and then there's an envelope, and then there's a receipt, and then there's 3 guitar picks, and there's stickers, and all these things. Like, I don't know. It's not important, but now that there's so many unimportant things, it's become a problem. So, we will. What am I doing? Let's go wide camera. I will clean up for a little bit. I'm gonna turn off my mic for a sec. I'll just do this stuff. I'll come back, and you guys can think of some questions and things as I force myself to clean up. And Beans is up there, by the way, sleeping. Maybe you want to take this time to clean up your studio too. Meet back here in 5 minutes. kind of just shoving things in boxes, but it's starting to feel better already. Will I vacuum? I should. I've got dead bugs, like dead moth under my pedal board. Do I wipe things down with a cloth pretty frequently. It's not too dusty in here today. I've got a electric blower thing. I didn't mean to press the button. I woke him up. Yeah, I've got this tray. Where I dump my pocket stuff, and it's full. I don't know what to do with it. I don't want to deal with it, but it is full. Yeah, the electric blower thing, it's not great. It's just okay. Compressed air definitely works better, but gets a stronger burst, but they wear out, or not wear out. They get used up really quickly. It's a mad tray. Okay, one little task I need to do. I hope I didn't just lose the piece. Oh, there it is. Okay. The feet are coming off of the keyboard, so I'm gonna glue that, some super glue real quick. So, overhead. And then you have to say the magic words. That's not going anywhere. And then it's fixed forever. Is that okay? You really want to see my pocket stuff? I'm happy to show the pocket stuff. This is a black tusk knife. My wife bought it and then realized it was too big for her purse, so gave it to me. Leatherman Sidekick multi-tool, which is excellent. I really like this one because the knife and the saw can be accessed without opening the entire knife. It's a bit heavy for my pockets. I don't use it all the time, but I do really like it. This is a Kershaw. I don't know the model. But yeah, just a nice basic pocket knife. I've got the hot dog design from Blade HQ Swiss Army knife. Victorinox Swiss Army knife. There's two Swiss Army knives. This is a Victorinox. And then I've got another one. This is a really lightweight, super basic 2-blade. I got it at a pawn shop for like $10 or something like that. It's got some like drug burns on it. All I can describe it as. So just 2 blades with the screwdriver, can opener, bottle opener thing. Very, very basic. I use these little deep carry hook things. I really like them. They just clip on the outside of your pocket, and you never lose or get your knife like horizontally in your pocket. I hate that. This is a sparker insert for the Zippo, which is like a plasma lighter, and the best part, it's USB charging instead of gas. It's very nice. There's the original one. Got some coins. Why do I have the word powder? Why do I have a label for the word powder? That's garbage. Got a broken blade. Some coins. Let me switch lenses so it's a little wider. Now you can see everything. Alright, please that for garbage. The powder was for... I was making labels for a spice container, I'm sure. Put for some things. I don't know. Like, do I even need to keep any of this shit? What is that? I don't know. Just get rid of that. Random rocks. I don't need them. Headphone insert I'm not going to use. Letter opener I'm not going to use. Random screws. Random key for a lock I don't own. Broken rivet. Yeah, keep that. That's important. This microphone's in the way. All the hardware will go to the toolbox. Coins will go in the small container. Knives will go here. This is useful. We'll put it there. That can go somewhere, but I don't know where. Most days when I go out, I'm using one of these two. I never take this one out. This one, I like it, but I don't always take it. I don't know. Depends on the day. There's no real reason why I use one over another. Weight depends on the pockets I'm wearing or pants I'm wearing. I don't know. This is a keycap remover. I guess can go somewhere else. My old keychain thing, my new keychain thing, which I made. So just 2 keys, super compact with a deep pocket carry. That's great. I love that thing. A lighter, a scraper, I guess that goes back in the toolbox. Got SD cards, and I think this is a broken USB. I'll take that out. I like that there. More screws. This came with the Mavis. This is like a nut driver for Moog. So I guess that'll get moved. Rubber feet, a JHS pedals pin. I don't know where to put that. Got a little keychain for guitar picks. That was like in a guitar case for a used guitar I bought. This used to be in my wallet for years. It's a little multi-tool. I never used the wrenches. Maybe used the bottle opener once. Never used the ruler or the screwdriver or anything. I used this little blade occasionally. But it's fallen out of my wallet a few times and I don't like that. It's just extra weight. I'm not gonna use it. A little glasses cleaning cloth. I actually do use that. A second lighter. A random piece of metal. Save that. Keychain. Save that. Baking powder. I'm not sure why I didn't put this on the actual jar, but there you go. This is a really cheap, like, dollar store Swiss Army type knife that is only here because it took it away from my son, who mishandles it. I don't know. Not responsible enough to have it yet. This is a little tool that came with the Moog Mavis for adjusting the trim pots and inserting the LED cover things. I guess that's garbage. I'm never gonna need that again. That's just a broken piece of plastic. This is so interesting, right? It's honestly insane how much stuff is just accumulated here. Like I said, this is where I dump my pockets. I've got a little frog pin, a little hard to see. It was on my son's backpack, I think, and his teacher said he couldn't have that anymore, so ended up in my pocket. This I got, I don't really know what it is, but it's a nice fidget toy. I would guess it's like for picking up olives, pickles. Yeah, I don't know. Fidget toy. USB-C to 1/8 inch. This is a knife sharpener from CRKT. So it's a pull-through knife sharpener with carbide inserts. It also has a rope cutter and a screwdriver, pry bar thing, keychain. I don't carry it around with me, but occasionally I'll use it for my pocket knives. So I'll keep it here. And then lightning to, what do you call it? 1/8 inch. Yeah. So that's what I'm keeping in there. And all the rest will go somewhere else. And then I got my wallet, which just has credit cards and ID and no cash. Cool. Oh yeah, and this is a ball bearing that I just found, and it was just nice. I found it on the ground on a walk. It was just nice to have in my hand. I'll keep that in there. It's a fidget toy. Okay. All right, and now I'll just scoop this into a different box and forget about it. I dropped some screws. All right, so who else cleaned up at the same time? Be honest. Put it back in the box the Mavis came in. Of course you would know that I still have the box for the Mavis. I don't know, maybe I will. It's only for building the Mavis, so like you don't need it in regular operation of it. All right, fine, I'll do it. This is good content. You did think about decluttering, but you didn't do it. Okay, so can you tell the difference? Progress. No, you can't see it from here. iPad keyboard, which I don't really use, but this was a recent thrift store find. $10 for a $80 keyboard. Why not? Do I like that there better? I don't know. Okay, so the other clutter thing on my desk, supposed to be a decluttering thing, but since we're on the topic, look in here as well. So I've got this cup that says noise. Can you see that? It says noise. Why is that so bright? Huh. Well, it says noise. And so this is like my desktop pen cup. But I've got tools in here as well. And so some of these things have to go. One black pen, one blue pen, one red pen. My scissors. One pencil. One regular size Sharpie, one small Sharpie, and one whiteout pen, one small ruler. I'll keep the box cutter out. I'll keep this X-Acto knife. I recommend these knives. These are like a Japanese made SDI very sharp. I like those. This is a ice pick. I use this a surprising amount. This is a nail punch, I think it's called. It will like dent sheet metal so you can get a thread started. Actually, I'm gonna swap this out for this. So this I found on the street on a walk, and it's half of a pair of tweezers. I cleaned it up, got all the rust, paint and stuff off of it. But this is like my favorite multi-tool right now. It will start a hole for like drilling or nailing. It will mark wood. It will scrape paint off really well. This is my favorite multi-tool. And it's not something you can buy, I bet. I've got a square. I don't know if I should keep that in there. Sure. And then all these other things, I've got a Fisher Space Pen. I've got a pigmented ink. I don't know where these came from. Dollar store pens. Ink refills for, I couldn't even tell you which pen that belongs to. And then I've got a friction mallet thing, which is pretty cool. So that belongs there. And then I don't know to keep this in here or not, because the magnets on it stick to all of my other things. So like, kind of a problem. All right, so that's done. I used to have that cup on the left side, out of the way, up by my speaker, but when I put the mixer there, now I can't. I feel like that's thrown the whole setup of the desk off. Friction mallet. You guys know about these? My cat hates it. Let's turn that down. Come on. Oh, it doesn't want to go. Trying to hold it in a way that you can see it. What am I doing with the lollipop? All right, we'll do it from this angle, and it'll be out of focus. It's like a rubber ball on a skewer, bamboo skewer. Should record it. But when you get it working, when you get the feel right, it will like make a sound on pretty much any flat surface. Let's try it on the iPad. No. No, of course not. Not when I want it to. I don't know. I can do it on like the whole desk sometimes. That's just on the surface of the desk. Anyway, it's fun to like go around and like rub that on the door and stuff. Chewbacca translator. So yeah, it's a fun thing, like a easy to make sound design tool. Different materials, like different balls, different ball material, different length stick, and different size balls will make a difference. There's a big sample library from Hiss and Aurora. I don't know if it's a new one or not, but there was recently a comparison video of different objects and materials and stuff. And what else? There's a lot of other messy things here. I got some gear on the floor that I should just put away. Look at this box. It's kind of in the way. But this is good with the friction mallet. Or maybe not. It's too dusty. Broke the stick. That was a good one. Yeah, but what you want to do with this is record it at a high sample rate and then slow it down. For like, you know, ship creaks and drones. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. But that's the reason the lollipop stays in the jar. Okay, extra camera lens going away. To get back to Reaper questions, I gotta take it on tour, sure. Could also do that with farts, yep. The drawer below my oven, that works really well. And doors work really well too. But just like slow it down, run it through some reverb and delay and stuff. Some saturation, it's pretty cool. We all have a big box of random cables that we need one day. Yeah, that was earlier this week. Trying to figure out a power supply for my Electro-Harmonix delay. That took me a while, and I had to go through the entire cable box multiple cable boxes to get that figured out, and I did throw some things away. He lied. What do you guys want to do next? Oh yeah. Okay, so I did some physical studio reorganization, cleanup, decluttering. Let's do some digital decluttering, because every Reaper user has a folder that they have not maintained in years. I'm sure of it. Damn, this autofocus is not working. Okay. And so, yeah, let's do that next. I was going to introduce this as a new segment, but I got distracted. Okay, so let's make a new project tab. Okay, so everyone has this folder on their computer. Every Reaper user, anyways, has this folder on their computer. Documents, Reaper Media. And I'm willing to bet that you've got quite a lot of files that are disorganized, poor names. Yours might even be worse than mine. But what we're looking at here is any file that was recorded before you hit save in a project. It will default to saving here. And if you don't have a project folder already set in Reaper, this is a folder that your files get dumped to. So anytime you record, here they go until you save your project properly. So over the past 2 years, since March 3rd, 2023 to today, I've got 573 files in here for a total of, let's do Command A and Command Alt I, 3 gigs of files in here. Who can beat that with their disorganized Reaper Media folder? Orphaned Reaper recordings. That's funny. You've got 4.1 gigs. All right, so today we are going to make a dent in this. I'm at 573 files. We will get this down to 550. But we'll get rid of some. So I'm just going to take a few files here and just import them, and I'll do them sequentially. And so, okay, these are synth jams. These are recordings I did today. They're just not named. So I can name them in Reaper by right-clicking, actually double-clicking, and then choosing Rename File right here in Media Item Properties. And that will rename it here and also on the disk. Or I can just remove these from the session and then rename them here. So this is a synth jam, and what's the date? 3024, and then same name. Zero 083024-2. Okay, so those are fine. The Mavis noises thing I shared on Discord yesterday, and I don't need that anymore. This is labeled and... Okay, so that was the day that I got my mixer, and this is labeled. Okay, these next 4 files are comparing 9-volt and 12-volt with my two oldest Boss pedals. So this is the OC2 with 12-volt. Versus 9-volt. And to me, the 12-volt sounds just slightly better, but 9-volt is fine as well. And then my, what's that called? Super phaser, I think it's called. It sounds like really harsh and thin, and I've never liked it with 9-volt, but 12-volt doesn't really... It's like the effect is less subtle, and I was thinking it would be more like just a stronger, more full signal. Anyways, it was worth testing that particular model, or my unit that I own there that does not work so well with 12-volt. All right, so that's just Poly D with some distortion. I don't think that's from a song. I can get rid of that. Okay. Oh, this is a collection of sounds from a synth jam. Some fun sounds with the Moog Mavis. Okay, so that's Mavis glitches. Okay, let's import a couple of these separately. That one's just labeled synth 1, but that's Mavis for sure. I don't remember what that is, but this is a loop that maybe I should export. No. So this is what do you call it? Mavis glitches 2. All right, and so like this is source material that can be cut up into a sample library or something. Okay, and that's just from a song that I abandoned, probably in the last stream or something. All right. And if I actually need those files, then it's my own fault because they should not be here. Reaper 7 test project. Let's open this. That's a whole ass song. Okay. So we're gonna move that to the audio drive. Okay. And what are these? All right, so that's octave pedal and fuzz, and so that's missing an amp, but it's not something I need for sure, but I'm just kind of curious what it sounds like with an amp. Cool, I don't need these. And then delete. Capture glued. This was a overdub. Right, so this is another test of the microphone. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I have that. This is a test of the SM7B. Okay. Garbage. $ notes. Okay. REAPER.BLOG project name. That's nothing. That's okay. Waveforms are wild, but ultimately, that's not something I need to keep. SFX, left, right, center. Oh, right. This was a test thing. Not important. Okay, those aren't source files. VO1 through 2 through 15. About it. Hope you found rubber feet removed from the X-Touch. Okay, so that's just a video project that had a bunch of clips. That's a blank file. You guys probably have a lot of like files that are just like blank. Okay. Not sure why that was glued. Super item restored. What? Huh. Weird. Okay, well, if they are there, they shouldn't be there. VCR feedback loop. Nice. So I'm playing back feedback loops. You. Goddamn. That's better. So I made a feedback loop with a VCR, just the preamp of the VCR. Remember making this? This is 6 months ago. Very spooky. I kind of want to keep part of it. So I'm going to glue it. and then delete, and then the one that says glued. We have the reverb, and then we'll get rid of that one. Okay, so when I got a VCR, I had some clips. I recorded some clips. Let's try that again. And recorded like looping it through and playing it back from the tape, I think. Did we do this on a stream? I don't remember. There's so much like pitch drift with this. So here's the original. And then playing it back from the tape. Very unreliable pitch. It looks like my internet crapped out for a minute there. These files here. That's the Poly D with, what's it called? Big Muff. It's a good sound. I haven't been able to get that same sound again. I like that. Maybe I can make a loop. Okay. All right, so that's the sort of thing that I should be copying to like my actual sample library. You get a name for this? I don't know. Industrial growler. All right. So I'm going to copy that one to the actual sample library and I'll move it there. Okay. Oh yeah, the things that I need to edit are... Oh yeah, the Mavis glitches and the VCR feedback. I'm also going to move those to my... What's it called? Need to edit folder. What's this? I don't know what that is. What the hell was that? I don't know what this is. Like, is that the Poly D or is that the Mavis? But that's definitely Big Muff distortion. I recorded it in a way that I can get a bunch of loops out of it, but I just never edited it. That's bass. Okay, so I like this one. It's music, John. Thank you. That helps. Yeah, so split that there, maybe? So, like, I'm pretty sure that's just like the clock pulse of the arpeggio or something. That's just being amplified a ton by the Big Muff. And why is it adding fades? I never want that function, and it keeps defaulting me back to having fades on. Split media items. Don't fade in and fade out. Why was that on? Let's see what this is like 4 times longer. And with repitch. To me, that feels like good source material to keep. I'll just reset that. I've got a button for that. I just don't know where it is. Okay. So take these and then I can use glue tools to glue separately, including fades. Not that there are fades, but yeah. Okay. And then, so now those have unique names in here. And I can delete all those selected ones. And these ones, I'll just move them here. They're not named, but they're okay. All right, let's do a few more. It's going to take forever to actually get 500 of these organized. Okay, so that's one I already looked at. So that was the synth 02. That one, I already did that one. So that one. Well, that was a good sound. Same Simon. I'm not even sure what instrument that is. Guitar. It's gross. So that's a bass sound. Yeah, I want to keep that. Okay, so did I do that on stream? Does anyone remember that? I want to say that that's like not hardware reverbs, but like the Echo Boy Jr. maybe? I don't know. This is recorded from the global sampler. So the sound, the effect was actually from Reaper. I just don't remember which one. All right, so this will be glued. And get rid of all the others though. Okay, so that's peak performance bass. Looks like. I don't know where to put that. I guess it's a loop now. That's a loop now. Okay, what was... Wait, didn't I copy those? I think I moved those already. It doesn't really matter if I delete any of these. These are the things I just looked at. NAM base test. Okay, so the first one is the plugin. The other one is the original hardware. If I remember correctly, that's like RAT and Super Overdrive at the same time, something like that. I don't remember, but I have that as a NAM profile that I made. Who keeps texting me? My wife is telling me that they have a Novation Launchkey 49 and a APK Mini. I don't think I need either of those. Oh yeah, bass. Did I delete that? No, I did. That's cool, Jason. Should I get a Mark 1? I don't think I need it. Did you test things like auto mapping? Like, how's the plugin mapping like on that? Oh, that's my original sampling session for the RX-17. It's the same. Okay. 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 That's definitely a synth jam. All right, so there was a question. Is there a way, like in Pro Tools, to have back the recorded sound even if you forget to press the record button? You have to at least press it once if you are in time selection auto punch and you have a time selection. It will record from the time you press play, as long as the track was record armed already. So that's similar to the like quick punch mode in Pro Tools. There's several things you need as prerequisite for that to work as well. One difference with Pro Tools and Reaper regarding that stuff is you can actually record arm after you start recording. So you can hit record. There's no tracks record armed, but I can just record arm this. And I mean, it's been a while, but last time I used Pro Tools, you couldn't do that. You couldn't record arm after you started. And yeah, if you're in record time selection auto punch mode and like you got a time selection here, oh, that's a really long time selection. If you're like right here, it starts recording at this point. But if we stop, we can actually pull this back up to the point where I had hit play. So, or yeah, it's recording in this section in the background, but it doesn't start drawing a waveform until it gets to the time selection. But you do need the time selection active. And now my folder's getting cluttered up again, guys. Come on. All right, what are these? All right, so it's just 5 different takes of same thing. And these are all blank. I've got a lot of blank files in here because for a demonstration, I'll just record a blank file, I guess. That's garbage. Okay, most of those are blank. don't know what that is. Bass consolidated, 2 channels. Okay, I'm not sure why that's in that folder. Maybe I was testing something, but these are from a mix I did. So I'm sure that those aren't the only versions of those. Okay, not sure why I recorded that like 18 dB too low. Okay. I don't know why I recorded these. They're like incomplete. Oh, maybe I was trying to learn the like the quick punch thing, or not quick punch. What is it called? Quick swipe, comping thing in loop. Yeah, I bet like if I take these and then implode. Take implode. Edit mark. Take. Yeah, they all start at the same time, so. But they're garbage. Probably the same with these. I can't really explain why I have so many just like empty files in this folder. We're making good progress though. I'm down to 320 files somehow. Yeah, those are all blank. There should be like a tool that like can detect if the threshold or like the audio threshold is below, I don't know, minus 80 or something. Can ffmpeg do that? Hmm. Um. Okay, we might be able to do this. Um. I guess. I don't know. I'll try that to start with. Okay, so threshold in decibels minus 60. Okay, okay, I will be using this inside Mac Automator. New document. Okay. Is that Flux the thing called? Shell. What's the thing called? In bash. Okay. And so the say minus 80 and yeah, I guess. Save to applications. Okay, we'll see. Oh yeah, I need to choose my actual Users local bin. It's probably gonna not work at first. Let's take a file that is silent. Drop it in here. Nope. Run. I don't know. If silence detected, then oh, it should be like wave, I guess. Okay. It doesn't seem to be like erroring or anything, but I don't know. Path to your audio files. Oh. Path to... Okay, well... Let's try another way. Okay, I think I got that this time. Save. I don't know. This doesn't seem to work. I don't know. This is... I'm sure that this can work. I just refuse to learn ffmpeg code, like I said earlier. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, maybe I'll come back to that. These are all silent. Ish. Anyways, well, I'm down to 299 files here. I'm sure that a ton of these are still just instantly deletable, but I made a dent. I think it's gotten a bit stale content-wise the past little bit. I don't want to fight with ChatGPT too much, but it would be cool to get something that just detects silent files, selects them, and then just removes them. You could probably do it from inside Reaper as well. Yeah, is there a threshold? Word threshold? Length threshold? Keep selected only active takes audio under or over peak volume threshold. Okay, so I don't know. Let's take all of these numbered ones here. Just import all those. Single track. Are there any silent ones? There's one. So keep only threshold. What? Keep selected only active takes under over. Keep under minus 60. So it just does one. But that doesn't really show. Delete selected items takes and source file no undo. So let's try that. Yeah, so that would work. At least to get rid of the silent files. I can see that those are all silent. Yeah, so delete, no undo. All right, well, we are figuring out some workflows to at least get rid of the silent ones. So those are obviously not silent. Actually, oh, whatever. Yeah, using this SWS, delete selected items, takes, and source files, no undo. This may be the way to actually do this efficiently. Audition them in Reaper, and then delete them that way. Yeah, that's much faster. I don't remember how I made that sound. Like, what pedal was that? Anyway, I think there's some good stuff in that one. Okay, all the rest, though. Get rid of all that. Okay. Hmm. All right, those are loops. Okay. Oh, yeah. Do you want to remove those? Oops. remember that. Oh, it's like, I don't remember playing this, but this is a NAM. This is the damn NAM thing. Looney Tunes bullshit. Alright, I don't think I need any of those. Those should be backed up somewhere. They're pretty funny sounding though. Can't argue with the results. Bass driver DI. That's one way to get all pitches. But it's kind of weird. There's more NAM stuff. Yeah, I think the actual like synth sound there was the racket drum synth. Hang on. This little thing that I built on a stream a couple years ago. So, well, I've already deleted the file, but that was the synth siren sort of thing. So that's just something with the Moog Mavis. I kind of like that, but I'm not going to keep it. Me bleep anode. I'm never going to use that. Loop 1 symbols render. I don't know. A little too distorted. I can make that again if I actually need it. This is a test of the electro voice. Sure. The test of some E635A. So let's just record a demo. I don't remember that. Don't need that. Mic 1. What am I doing? Oh, right. I was trying to get impulse responses from something. Okay, so some of that will keep. Not that. This. And not that. But these will be... let's see, this one and this one. This will go to the need to edit folder. I'll keep that, I guess. Okay, was there nothing? $79 items. And they're all empty. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I keep files that are empty? And then back them up to the cloud. I don't remember that one. Look, we can see the bottom of the list. This is exciting. Nearly to the end of it. Those are pretty good sounding guitars. I don't know why I recorded it. Okay, I think that was my son's stuff. I don't recognize it. Not played like I would play it. So that sound is my wake up alarm in the morning. It's the whole stream's gonna get copyright claim for that. I made a loop out of it and made it into a ringtone. So it's on my phone. I love it. It's who is that? Who is that? It's gonna take me a minute to remember who that was. Fit for an Autopsy, Hellions. Yeah, good song. Okay, delete. And final 3 files. Oh yeah, that's worth keeping. Cool. The entire folder organized and only 5 files left that honestly I could delete. I don't care that much about them, but that was a bunch of work. Did anyone else get through their folders? that was a lot of work. But if you were at home, would you have done it? I don't think I got a warning for copyright on that. I hope not. It's only 28 files? Yeah. Leave it. I had 500 something, 76 files. Brought it down to 5. That's pretty good. A lot of it is just like hitting record to test a feature, but like not having an input. I didn't mean to show my email. I guess you can't see from the camera. Yeah, cool. Now what? I think next time I stream, I'm gonna do a tier list of all my boss pedals. I need to get one back so that I can, my brother has one. Yeah, I don't know. Just so I could demo it. I could put it on the list, but... All right, let's do another synth jam thing. Effects off. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna program the beat first here. I guess just like that. And then function clear all. clean your folder. Jason, clean your folder anyways. It's 28 files. Put them away. I should get the space echo over here. But I know that there's no room for it. But it doesn't make me want anything less. I was actually thinking of putting one of the, either the G sharp or the MIDI verb over there. But I think I need a delay more than anything. So G sharp's probably better there. I could put the Rex 50 on that, on the second effects send. But it doesn't have good delays. Or the delays are fine, but it's not easy to sync it. I'm using the CV sequencer to control the pitch of Mavis. The timing of this is from the RD6, so the RD6 coming into the mult of the Mavis, which is then split to go into the gate of the Mavis and also to the Korg vocal sample 2. The sample 2 then has its sync out going to the sequencer. So, the project I'd like to do is just make a little panel where it's got like 5 1/8" mono jacks, and then I can go from like the RD6 into that, and then from there to each spot. I think that'd be a little more efficient than kind of daisy chaining it here, because the mult is used up and I can't use it for any like audio processing on the Mavis. I've got these 3 cables coming into the bottom of the Mavis, which kind of gets in the way. So, yeah. Just like a little mult box. I've got the jacks to do it. Just, I don't think I have the enclosure for it. And I don't really want to solder like a bunch of wires to it. It should just be like, literally like 2 rails would be ideal, but I don't have any sort of like metal for that. I don't know, like staples or something might work. I don't know. Might work better than stripping a whole bunch of audio cables. the snares got out of sync somehow. That doesn't matter. Anyway. Yeah, it's a bit of yeah, EBM sort of style. Oh yeah. I want to play this through the preamp on the mixer, so you can hear kind of how it changes in sound. Why is it doing that? Oh, that's why. So the distortion, at least on the Mavis, sounds pretty cool, I think, from the preamp. It's a little tricky to control it because at the end I had the fader like almost all the way down, adding 60 dB of gain at the preamp and then minus 50 at the fader. So cool sound though. Probably worth putting a pedal in the insert slot or just in line, maybe. Anyway. Yeah, I've never actually seen any industrial bands live. I've listened to a lot of it, but never live. Mostly went to like metal shows. Trying to think. Yeah, like I've seen Slipknot, Korn, Cradle of Filth, Bleeding Through, Dillinger Escape Plan. I've seen quite a lot of metal bands, hardcore bands and stuff. But I don't think I've ever been to like any electronic music show that I can remember. Anyway, let's... Is anyone else streaming right now? Am I following anyone that's streaming right now? Andy's gonna stream at 2 a.m. So that's not so. Can't send you there. Anyways, just yeah, if you're not on the Discord, join the Discord. feel free to ask me questions. If you want one-on-one lessons, I am available pretty much anytime. My schedule's about to open up even further for a school year. But that's about it for today. I'm super hungry. I need another coffee. I don't know which to do first. But that's it. Thank you all so much for coming today. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And yeah. That's it. Make some noise. Have some fun. Thank you all. I'm sure I'll have a video out soon. Don't know what about. But I'm always available on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Reaper Forum, my website. Yada, yada, yada. You know. See you guys later.